What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we have another episode of the ACX series where I help you guys get better technique and just better at the guitar in general. And the ACX series focuses more on the technical side of playing as well as the occasional theory, but the theory is mostly for the No Eerie Theory series, which is my other series on the channel. You guys can go check it out if you want. But in this episode of the ACX series, I wanted to cover memorizing fretboard, so I know there's multiple ways to do it. However, some are a lot more effective than the others, and a lot of people, especially beginner to intermediate guitar players, overlook the aspect of memorizing fretboard. The idea of memorizing the fretboard is very daunting to them, and they just skip over it. And well, some of them they try to do it, but they just fail and don't ever try again. And some of them just don't bother doing it because they don't think it's worth their time. And I get it, but there's tons of reasons why you should. So before I tell you how you should memorize the fretboard and what's the most effective method, I'm going to tell you why you should memorize it. And there's numerous reasons why. Number one for me will be it helps you improvise a lot better, because when you're improvising you want to play the changes, meaning whenever the chord changes underneath you want to change as well. And sure, you can change the scale you're playing or whatever, the key, but you have to outline the chord, and outlining the chord means you have to play the notes in the chord. Well, you don't have to play them or just play them, but you want to target them or emphasize them. But how are you going to target or emphasize them if you don't even know where they are? So that's number one. Number two, it helps you write a lot more better stuff than you did before. So if you're trying to write a chord progression, let's say, right? You're using the same chords that you learned over and over again as a beginner. G, C, D, A. You want to discover some more chords, more minor chords, major chords, diminished chords, seventh chords. It's going to take you a long time to find them if you have to, get a paper that says like guitar fretboard or something, or just look it up online how to play the chord instead of just knowing, oh, this is A minor. Why? Because this is E, this is A, and this is C. And I know that A, C, E makes up an A minor chord. And of course, all beginners know that information already, but I mean, for any chord, you just know it just like that. So, and number three, it just saves you from embarrassment. Because, like, if you're playing with other musicians or something, and they're playing, we're in this key, or just target this note, or play something like that, you won't know where it is, and then you're gonna have to sit there. It's not very professional. They say, find the A on the low E string, you're gonna go F, G, A. Oh, okay, it's right here. No, you want to find it right away. You're like, okay, right here, got you. So you want to be able to find it right away. So now I'm going to tell you 6 ways how to memorize a fretboard, and this is actually how I memorize a fretboard. And I'll be honest, I did skip over it for a little bit as a beginner player. However, now after some hardcore practice, I really gotten it down, and I will tell you that it's not easy. However, you can do as well. It took me about 2 weeks of doing non-stop practice of every single day before I got it, and I used these 6 methods. So some of them are obvious than others. However, some of them will be more helpful depending on your skill level and what you know so far. Now, number one is more of an obvious one that a lot of people figure out what they don't use while they're playing. They should forget the idea of this thing that exists, and this is called octaves. So what an octave is, it's the same note, just at a different pitch. So this is F, this is also F, this is G, this is also G. So learning your octaves will help you find the notes around the fretboard a lot faster. And once we reach the G string, or once we're on the G string or past it, then the shape changes. But if you're above the G string on the E, D, or on the E, A, or D, or if you're just starting on the G, which I'll show you what that means in a second, then you can follow the same shape. So this is the shape. So you just, whatever note you're on, go 2 strings down. So look, 1, 2, and then move up 2 frets. So just go up 2 strings, up 2 frets. It's very simple. However, when you go down, you're on the G string or beyond it. So let's say we have an A note right here, right? Now we're going to go down 2 strings, same thing, right? But this time we're going up 3 frets. So if you're on the G string, meaning your root is on the G string, or after it, then you're gonna have to go up 3 frets instead of 2. But besides that, the octave rule remains the same. They call it the 2-2 rule, meaning go up 2 strings and up 2 frets. So make sure you learn your octaves and just realize that this will make it significantly easier to memorize the fretboard. Next is one that is obvious and you see it every time you pick up the guitar. However, I see barely any beginner or intermediate players using this to their advantage, and that's fretboard markers. So the fretboard markers are these dots on the guitar you see, and the reason why they're there is not to make it pretty. Well, of course, they like to do that for design and everything. However, the main reason is to help guitar players see a lot more quickly where their notes are. So these help you target certain notes, and you can make acronyms to memorize them faster. So if you just memorize the notes on the fretboard markers, meaning this, then once you learn this, you won't have to memorize everything on the 1st fret, because if you know everything on the 3rd fret, you're going to know a lot faster, or almost instantly, what's on the 1st fret. So you just try to make up acronyms, because acronyms makes everything a lot easier. So starting here on the 3rd fret, where is our 1st fret marker, we have G, C, F, A sharp, D, and another G. So what I like to do is, I was learning the fretboard back, when I was in high school. So, in high school in math, you have this thing called greatest common factor. I don't know if you guys remember or not. I don't remember anything about it. I just remember that it was used in math. That's basically it. But I remember there's an abbreviation called GCF. I was like, oh wow, that's GCF, which stands for greatest common factor. I don't know what the hell that is, but let's use that. And then after that, you have A sharp, D, G. So I like to think of it as a sharp, dirty guitar. So it sort of reminds you of the cleaner guitar as well. Just a sharp, dirty guitar. So you don't want to say a dirty guitar, because that's going to make you think, oh, that's no A. No, it's A sharp. So you want to say a sharp, dirty guitar. If you don't clean your guitar, it becomes sharp, I guess. So next we have the 5th fret. So now we go up to the 5th fret. For this, I don't have an acronym, but I just know the notes. A, D, G, C, E, A. So you can, you can come up with your own acronym. I don't have one for the 5th fret, because I came up with one for the 3rd fret, and the 7th fret, because if I thought that if I knew the 3rd and 7th, then I could automatically know the 5th, so I don't have to memorize the 5th. So just memorize the 3rd and 7th, and everything in between will just come to you naturally. So skip over the 5th. Let's go to our next fret marker, which is right here on the 7th fret. So the 7th fret, the notes are B, E, A, D, F sharp, B. So what we're doing here is, if you notice, I spelled the word B-E-A-D. So what does B-E-A-D spell? It spells the word bead. So these first 4 notes, you don't have to memorize, just bead. You know it's the word bead. So that's very easy. So the only note you have to memorize is this on the B string, which is F sharp. Because after that, on the high E string, the high E and low E, they're the same thing. They're both E strings, so this is a B, just like this is a B. So the only note you have to memorize is the 7th fret on the B string. But besides that, we can see the word bead right here, B-E-A-D, and B again, and F sharp right there. So F sharp is the only note you have to memorize. Now your next fret marker from 7 is 9. So at 9, I skip over that as well, because we're close to 7. And I don't want to go all the way to 12, because that's a little bit far, so I want to choose something in between. So I don't want to choose 9, let's choose something higher, right? Let's go for 10. I chose 10 because 10 is very good for an acronym. And did you know that the 10th fret and 5th fret both have all natural notes, if you're in standard tuning, that is, of course. So the 10th fret, the notes are D, B, C, F, A, D. So for this, I came up with the acronym. So for D, we have dirty, G, guitars, C, comedy, F, found, follow, A, just the word A, D, dirty dude. So, dirty guitars commonly follow a dirty dude. So once again, for some reason, I'm telling you to clean your guitar. I don't know why, but these acronyms work. So I guess cleaning your guitar is very important. Another thing you can notice is at the bottom 3 notes, it spells the word fad. It's like, a trend or something like that. That's what fad is. So you can memorize the bottom 3 just easy like that, or just memorize all of them using the acronym I just told you. Then finally we have the 12th fret, which is the same thing as the open string. So Eddie 8, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie, E A D G B E. So yeah, that's pretty simple. Now let's go to number 3. The third way how to memorize a fretboard, and that's the box, what I like to call a box. So what we have for the box is that almost everywhere, besides once you reach the G string and beyond, B, C, and E and F are together in a box shape. So look right here. This is B, C. This is E, F. So you have this like this little box shape right here. So that you can that's how you can if you know where B and C are, you automatically know where E and F are. Same thing right here on the 7th fret. B, C, E, F. B, C, E, F. Now if you go past the G string and beyond, then the box gets messed up. So it's right here. You think it would be here? However, that's not right. Now it's sort of like a staircase almost. So that's another way to memorize if you want to use a staircase. But if you're above the G string, then the box is the best way to go. Next, method number 4 is chord names. So chord names help you memorize most of the E and A string already. Just using power chords, like I know this is G, I know this is C, this is E, this is B. So I know that automatically because by playing power chords, bar chords, and minor chords. So make sure you pay attention to where your root is. So don't just play the notes, just don't look at the finger charts, don't just hear the sound. Know what notes you're playing and know what your root is, because the root is what the chord is named after. Of course, all the notes make it up, but the root is where the actual name comes from. This is B power chord. You can't play a B power chord without B, because then it wouldn't be a B power chord. Same thing goes for your minor chords, your bar chords, and all the other type of chords you have. G major, D major, C major, A minor, E major, E minor. Know what notes make up those chords and know where your root is, because don't just play the chord. Know what notes make up the chord. That will help you a lot more in memorizing the fretboard, and you'll be like, oh, okay, C, that's a C major chord. I know it has a note C and E in it. Oh, E is the third note. Okay, I know you play it like this, so this must be E. So that automatically lets you know that's E, because you know it's in the C major chord. You're playing a B power chord. You know that this is B. This is F sharp. This is B. Why? Because you can use the octave rule to know this is B and B. And then F sharp. Well, if you do a movement of fifth from B, that's F sharp. So you automatically know from playing a B power chord, you're like, oh, this must be an F sharp. So it makes it a lot more easier by just using your chords that you know, whether it's from songs or you write yourself or from anything. Just remember, these chords can help you a lot more than just playing them mechanically. Next, number 5 is the 12th fret rule that most guitarists know. So that's all the open strings. E, A, D, G, B, and E. They're the same thing on the 12th fret. So this is also E, A, D, G, B, E. And everything after the 12th fret just repeats. So you only have to memorize this part of the fretboard from here to here. Everything after that doesn't matter. It looks like there's a lot more stuff here. Because frets are smaller and everything, and there is. However, you don't have to memorize it, because if we're on the low E string, we play this note, we know this is F. someone asks you this, you don't have to panic because you know this is also F. Why? Because 12 frets is the same thing as the open string. So this, that's the same note. That's also the same note because it's 1 fret after the open string, 1 fret after the 12th fret, which is the 13th fret. So you know this is F. This is also F. That makes it significantly easier. And when you're playing, most likely lead lines or soloing up here, and you're playing something fast, like I don't know. So whatever you're doing up there, you can you know what notes to target. You're not just playing random notes. You know what notes you're gonna play. So, okay, that's number 5. Now number 6 is a little bit more personal one. So this is if this is why I encourage people to write stuff. So you're writing your own stuff, you're more likely to memorize it than if you were to just someone were to tell you, oh, this is B. But if you wrote something that's in the key of B, you use the B power chord, you use the B note, that help you a lot more to memorize than if you just were doing it mechanically. So when you write stuff, write it in a key, write it using chords, and know what notes you're going for. You're not just, when you see right before like a big shred or something or a big bend, you see like a big scale run done by your like famous players, right? So they're not just playing any random scale; they're playing certain notes that are in a scale or that are in the key. They're not just playing random notes just as fast as they can. That's not what they're doing. I mean, some of them might be, but 99% of the time they're not. They're actually doing something, and they're not just playing random notes. Even when they're shredding, a lot of times they will add an extra note here and there, and just shred. But they will know what they're doing. So don't think they're just doing whatever. So make sure when you write stuff, you know what you're writing. For example, on the G string, one time I was writing a tapping lick, and I was writing something. I was looking for an A minor chord, right? Because when you tap, you look for arpeggios. So I was looking for an A minor arpeggio, which contains the notes A, C, and E. However, it took me like not 10 minutes, but let's just say that hyperbole. 10 minutes to find the notes on the E string. This is A, this is C, this is E. I know that now because I wrote that tapping, and I just remember for some reason that this is A, this is C, this is E. I just remember that now because I wrote it, and I don't know why. You just remember it. That's just how your brain works. So writing stuff will help you a lot more than you think. So don't just do it for creativity. We'll do it for that as well, and you're fun. But writing stuff will help you memorize a lot more. That's the lick I wrote. That's how I memorized all the notes on the G string very fast. But yeah, that's the 6 ways I have for you to memorize your fretboard. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments, and I hope this video helped because these methods, I actually use them myself, and they help me memorize the fretboard a lot faster. Before I was just struggling, I would memorize 1 or 2 notes, like a string, a little bit, and just never come back to it. Come back like 2 or 3 months later maybe, and then just forget everything again. This way, I memorize the entire fretboard in just 2 weeks. So let me know how it goes. Let me know if you make any progress. It won't happen right away. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have to put time into it, but eventually you will get it done. So let me know how you do down in the comments. If you need any help, let me know. But thanks for watching. This is an episode of AC Act series, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.